Inside the simulation world, Su Xing stood tall, his voice filled with surprise. Just by sensing my aura, they're so scared they're running away? I need to find higher tier monsters to temper my killing intent. He easily wiped out another group, yet his expression showed no joy. Not a single one can put up a fight. Su Xing began to feel something was off. He had slaughtered nonstop for a long stretch, yet why hadn't he seen the border of the demon suppression pass? Suddenly, a figure appeared in the distance, startling him. It was a gigantic rhinoceros-shaped monster, its entire body rippling with muscles as it charged straight at him with ferocious momentum. Su Xing raised his sword to block the heaven-shaking strike, the impact so powerful that he could not help but acknowledge his opponent's strength. But instead of fear, Su Xing burst into excited laughter. Ha ha ha, I finally met a strong one, let's fight. The monster suddenly roared, violent flames erupting from its head. Su Xing was stunned. What is this? Immediately after, it continued gathering energy, a blazing fireball forming before it, then shooting towards Su Xing. He swung his sword to disperse the flames, but realized this fire was extremely strange, unlike any flame he had ever encountered. He looked at his sword and wondered, ink ice, does this fire actually burn ink ice? Without hesitation, Su Xing decided to change tactics. If ice won't work, then let's use fire. He poured power into his blade and shouted, Leaf fire, come forth. Sword chi erupted. A blazing pillar of fire fused with the blade shot straight toward the rhinoceros monster. The attack collided head-on, the power of leaf fire completely overwhelming the monster's flames. After defeating the opponent, Su Xing sensed something unusual. This monster seems different from the others. Is it Demon Emperor rank? Suddenly, the monster's corpse vanished, leaving behind a radiant energy sphere floating in midair. Su Xing stared in astonishment, unsure what was happening. He immediately realized, this was the very thing every cultivator longed for, a demon core. The system announced, to test your theory, you quickly refined the demon core, and as expected. That demon core directly caused you to break through to the 7th level of the divine strength realm. These demon cores are a gold mine. I leveled up 3 minor stages all at once. Come on then, I'll kill these monsters, gather their cores, strengthen my body, and increase my cultivation. I'm going to tear this place apart. The system announced again. In order to leave the demon suppression pass as quickly as possible to reach the demon realm, and more importantly, to obtain demon cores and increase your cultivation, you spent an entire month killing without rest. Finally, after so much effort, the walls of the demon suppression pass appeared before his eyes. He let out a sigh of relief, thinking he was about to leave the demon realm. But just as he stepped onto the city wall, a familiar voice rang out. Luo Shuang appeared, anxiously warning him of the danger ahead. However, Su Xing had already made up his mind. He had to see it for himself. Without the slightest hesitation, he leapt straight down from the towering wall into the unknown land below. He landed in a valley of death, a river of blood flowing amid countless white bones. The scene was utterly chilling. Standing atop the skeleton of a colossal monster, he had to admit, this place was even more brutal than he had imagined. He touched down and immediately assumed a defensive stance, ready to face whatever might emerge from the darkness. Looking around, Su Xing was overwhelmed. The vast land resembled nothing less than a massive graveyard for monsters. He looked up. A gigantic blood moon hung in the sky, casting a light that sent a chill down his spine. Standing amid the heaps of bones, he could not help but wonder, isn't the demon realm where the monsters live? Why is it just a burial ground? Luo Shuang suddenly appeared, startling Su Xing. She explained, this is the killing battlefield. The blood moon triggers the monsters' ferocity, leaving them with nothing but the urge to kill. She admitted that she had followed him out of concern. Su Xing bluntly warned her that if she stayed with him, she might die. Yet Luo Shuang moved closer to him and said, death is inevitable sooner or later. When that day comes, I want to be with you. Su Xing stammered awkwardly, All right, I agree, just talk normally and keep your hands to yourself. She suddenly noticed something unusual and asked, Su Xing, aren't you affected by the killing moon? He was surprised. The killing moon? She explained, that blood moon is called the killing moon, Any creature bathed in its light will descend into a violent frenzy. I only managed to maintain my sanity because I've ascended to the legendary rank. Hearing this, he finally understood why there were so many monster corpses here. Su Xing smiled confidently to reassure her. You don't need to worry about me. During my divinity transformation, I passed the wrath trial. No person or thing can affect my state of mind anymore. He recounted. I saw in the letters Elder Long sent to the Black Dragon Merchant Guild that crossing the demon suppression pass to reach the demon realm is humanity's only way out. Luo Shuang listened and replied meaningfully. That's both right and wrong. She explained, the world we are in now is called the Killing Battlefield. It seems like a small, isolated world, but it's actually a convergence of various worlds. Su Xing was astonished. A convergence? Luo Shuang continued. Legend has it that long ago, a mighty expert fought a war against alien races, causing the world to shatter. Countless demiplanes and broken worlds were scattered into the spatial turbulence. These fragmented worlds scattered everywhere are known as the Killing Battlefield. Later, an evil god fell in the Killing Battlefield and transformed into the Blood Moon. Rumor has it that once he has influenced enough creatures, he will be able to resurrect. She added, the Killing Battlefield doesn't just exist here on Blue Star, there's also one outside my homeland, the world of the spirit race. He immediately grasped the implication. In other words, I can go to your world through the Killing Battlefield. She confirmed, exactly, that's how I came to your world. A thought flashed through Su Xing's mind. In other words, can humans use the Killing Battlefield to reach the demon realm, escaping the invasion? Or even perform a flanking maneuver from the rear? But Luo Shuang poured cold water on the idea, explaining that, it's too difficult. The Killing Battlefield connects to countless planes, which one you end up in is entirely up to luck. He pondered, in that case. Then he made a bold decision. I'll just destroy the entire Killing Battlefield. Without this passage, the monsters won't be able to reach my world. Luo Shuang panicked and tried to stop him. The core of the Killing Battlefield is at the very end. The Blood Moon's influence is severe there. You'll go insane. But Su Xing had already resolved himself. He knew the risks, yet if he did nothing, he would never be able to face himself. The system announced again, your heroic words stir Luo Shuang's blood, and she decides to accompany you to the border of the Killing Battlefield. The deeper you go, the greater the influence of the Blood Moon. You are forced to refine mind-nourishing pills on the spot to keep Luo Shuang sane. Luo Shuang, now weakened, said Su Xing, forget about me for now. The closer we get to the center, the stronger the spirit race becomes. They've been driven mindless by the Blood Moon's influence. He reassured her, it's fine, worst case, we'll just duck into the spirit field blessed land. The moment his words fell, two gigantic blood-red eyes suddenly appeared from the darkness above, staring at the two of them. Su Xing instantly sensed the horrifying killing intent. His expression changed drastically. A legendary tier monster towered before them, its size and aura far beyond anything he had ever faced. In a thousandth of a second before Su Xing could do anything, his body was torn apart by invisible slashes. The simulation ended. He realized in shock, good lord, that legendary tier monster was too fast. I didn't even have time to enter the spirit field blessed land. At the same time, the system announced, your talent, dying with regrets, has activated. A strange scene appeared. Countless monsters were advancing toward the Blood Moon as if on a pilgrimage. Returning to reality, he deduced, monsters respect only strength. Even if a Blood Moon could influence the minds of living creatures, it's a lifeless object. It has no strength to speak of, unless... Su Xing ruffled his hair in frustration. It isn't a lifeless object. It really is the manifestation of an evil god. I'm still not strong enough. Once I encounter a legendary tier monster, it's game over. I'll explore this place again once I reach peak divinity transformation. Withdrawing 7th layer divine strength realm cultivation and 20 years of combat experience from the demon suppression pass. Returning to his familiar room, Su Xing's body was enveloped in radiant golden energy as his newfound power began to merge. He sat down and began the process of fully absorbing and digesting the immense energy and experience he had just received. He smiled in satisfaction, feeling as if he had returned to the demon suppression pass. all those battle memories flooding back vividly. When he opened his eyes, a sphere of pure energy rested neatly in his palm. He had completely digested it. Su Xing clearly felt the changes. His cultivation soared, and his control over spiritual energy became more refined, yet he wondered where those 20 years of combat experience had gone. At that moment, the alarm on his phone rang. It was 5 p.m., time to feed the chickens. He carried a bag of feed into the yard and called out to his beloved chickens. "Little Blackie, big strong, scruffy, time to eat." Hearing his call, the flock eagerly ran over, ready for their meal. But as Su Xing approached, the chickens suddenly froze, their eyes wide with extreme terror. Su Xing stood there blankly, not understanding what was going on. A chaotic scene unfolded before him. "Brother Chicken, please don't kill me. I won't ever think of rebelling again." "Boss, the whole rebellion thing was little Blackie number 2's idea alone. Please, look into it." Su Xing was utterly confused. "When the hell did I ever say I was going to kill you? Can you stop being so dramatic?" Then he went stiff when he saw a chicken foaming at the mouth. "Wait, what did I even do? They're literally foaming at the mouth from fear." Suddenly, a thought flashed through his mind. His eyes lit up as he realized something. He finally understood. An invisible yet terrifying killing intent was emanating from his body. Rudimentary killing intent? He clenched his fist, his face full of excitement. So this is the change brought by that combat experience. Just by using the momentum I forged on the battlefield, I can suppress my enemies. He exclaimed in delight. As expected, anything the system offers as a reward is top tier. I need to save up more energy points and upgrade as soon as possible so I can bring out 3 rewards. Meanwhile, one chicken looked at him resentfully, thinking, "Weren't you going to feed us?" Night fell. Su Xing began his next plan. Here we are, the Bailey family, the only clan whose wealth can rival the genes. He landed lightly on the rooftop and confirmed his target. This should be the place. Putting on a mask to conceal his identity, Su Xing infiltrated a room. An aged yet authoritative voice rang out. "To what do I owe the honor? Are you here for my wealth, or to take this old man's life?" Su Xing calmly faced the most powerful man in Huaxia and spoke bluntly. "I have no shortage of wealth, and you're already at death's door. I'm here to make a deal." Saying that, he tossed a small jade vial to the old master, signaling him to open it. Old Master Bailey tremblingly caught the jade vial, his eyes filled with both suspicion and curiosity. When he opened it, a pill radiating brilliant light rolled into his palm. Old Master Bailey's eyes widened as he exclaimed in shock, "The legendary life-sustaining pill." Su Xing smiled and said, "I'd expect nothing less from the head of Huaxia's wealthiest family. You know your stuff. That's right. This is a life-sustaining pill that can extend your life by 5 years. 5 years? Old Master Bailey could not believe his ears. This number far exceeded all his expectations. Without hesitation, this immensely powerful man immediately knelt before Su Xing, recounting that, "Senior, ever since I was diagnosed with cancer, I've searched for every possible way to extend my life. Even god-tier items could only grant me a few more months." He pleaded desperately, "If you can give me 10 more years, I am willing to offer you the entire Bailey family fortune." Su Xing was startled and said, "The entire fortune won't be necessary. With my current little operation, if I actually took over, Songxue would work herself to death." Su Xing continued applying psychological pressure. "With the life-sustaining pills I have, extending your life by 100 years wouldn't be a problem, let alone 10. But if you want them, you must agree to one condition." Old Master Bailey hurriedly agreed. "Name it, whether it's rare equipment, limitless wealth, power, or beauties, I can satisfy any desire." And then, Su Xing stated his demand. "I want the dungeon items your son, Bailey Qi, has been hoarding all these years." Old Master Bailey was stunned and asked again, "What did you say, Senior? You mean, you want that useless dungeon trash?" Su Xing nodded in confirmation. "Exactly, that's exactly what I want." Old Master Bailey began to harbor doubts. Is this the world of the powerful? Such bizarre tastes. Or is this man a fraud? Maybe this life-sustaining pill won't actually grant 5 years. Why else would he trade for literal garbage? Despite his inner suspicion, the old master decided to seize the opportunity and said, Ahem, senior, once I've taken the pill, I'll have the boy come over immediately. Su Xing calmly gestured for him to proceed. Without further hesitation, old Master Bailey swallowed the life-sustaining pills.